Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover a lot of hot, sports, debates, where we cover NBA news, and also we give you a fresh take on sports in the way in the way we see it. So that's what the show's about. And today we're going to be asking the question: should Kawhi Leonard have stayed with the Toronto Raptors? So that's the topic I want to get into in today's video. But before we get into that, I want you guys to please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Also, if you want to check out this episode, we have it on the Dreamers Pro podcast, which is linked in the description below on Spotify. And also, we're running a poll for a program we're thinking of, a platform we're thinking of launching in the future. So please go ahead and check that out. We're going to link that in the description below. Just leave a vote or leave your thoughts and comments on that. We really appreciate that. So let me just get back into the content, man. So y'all saw what happened last night. The Clippers just wet the bed, choked away that series. Kawhi Leonard put forth one of the all-time choke jobs in the history of the NBA. And Kawhi Leonard is my favorite basketball player currently playing. But damn, man, you messed up last night, man. Y'all made fools out of me and so many people that thought you guys were going to win the championship. So we stand corrected. We were wrong. And man, you guys messed it up big time. And judging from what I saw last night and what a lot of you guys saw last night, it made me begin to think about the Toronto Raptors, right? We forget Kawhi Leonard was playing with the Toronto Raptors last season, and he won an NBA title with them, right? So for me, seeing them lose, and in the way that they lost, and then looking at the Toronto Raptors, although they're out of the playoffs, but if you look at the way that they fought, they also went to a Game 7 series against the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference without any legitimate superstar. And seeing how hard they competed and see how hard they fought, the question that came to my mind was, should Kawhi Leonard have just stayed with the Toronto Raptors to begin with? Now, let me give you guys the genesis of why I'm saying this thing. Okay, as you know, for some of you guys that's been following the channel, I've been living in Nigeria for quite some time now because I work and live there, work with my family, so I work and live there, and now I just recently I came to visit family here in the UK. Now, let me just say something to you guys, because I know we have a diverse audience. Some people in the States, some people watch his videos in Toronto, and people watch his videos all over the world, in Monte Carlo, wherever it is. So we have a very diverse audience here. Let me just give you guys some perspective as to why I'm going to say what I'm going to say. Okay. I was living in Nigeria for the last 2 years, okay? Nigeria is it's still a developing country, although it's developing quite fast. It has the biggest economy in Africa at the moment, but they're still developing, right? And so there's certain things that you have in other environments, because I was born in the States. So there's certain things that you have in the States and other places that they don't quite yet have in Nigeria, at the moment. And I'm saying all of this to say that when you're looking at comfort, because from what I understood, the reason why Kawhi Leonard decided to leave the Toronto Raptors was because he wanted to go play at home, okay? I was born in Maryland, grew up in New York, went to junior high, high school, all of that. That's how come I have a New York accent. Just because I was born in Maryland does not mean that I need to be in Maryland to do my work, okay? Just because I'm not around my family does not mean that I cannot always get on a plane and go visit my family. Kawhi Leonard, from what I understood, although he did not want to be in San Antonio, fine, I've never been to San Antonio before. I've never been to Texas. I've never been there. But I'm sure it's a nice place. Like, I'm sure, right? Maybe it's not New York. Maybe it's not Miami. Maybe it's not LA. But I'm sure it's a nice place, right? I'm sure there are very wealthy people that live in San Antonio that have a good life, that pretty much have everything that anybody else maybe in New York or LA would have. And if you're a multimillionaire and you feel like there's something you're missing out on, you can always go visit. So Kawhi Leonard decided that he wanted to go play with his family, which is his prerogative. Okay, that is his prerogative. I don't care, right? But you're in Toronto, in a city, in a country, really in Canada, where you're embraced by an entire country, right? And when I saw him go to the Toronto Raptors last season, this is what immediately came to my mind. I said to myself, this guy is going to an organization that has never won an NBA championship, right? You have an opportunity to build your own legacy. Forget the fact that the Clippers have never won a title as well. But you're in a unique situation where you're in a different country with a very devoted fan base, because Toronto Raptor fans are devoted to their team, right? That embrace you with open arms. You have pretty much every single thing that you would need, that you would probably have in California, except probably for the sun, because I've been to LA. It is beautiful. It has fantastic weather. No one is disputing that. Okay, no one is disputing that. Fantastic weather. Y'all taxes are insane. I'm not moving to Cali. I don't care. You guys can have, you can have dolphins serving, mojitos at the beach. There's no weather. There's no weather that's going to make me pay a 14% state tax. There's no weather like that. If I'm a multi-millionaire like Kawhi Leonard, you jump on a bloody plane and you go to California, you go visit. You jump on a plane, you go to the Caribbean, you go to Hawaii. These places are not out of your reach. You can get a house in the summer. You can stay there for months. It's not like as if you can't stay there. And this is what he left behind. You left behind a Toronto Raptors team with a fantastic coach. And I would say he's a better coach than Doc Rivers. I feel like Doc Rivers, because he's won a title, he walks around like as if, I've won a title, so therefore, I'm infallible. Even if I have a screw up, and we're going to get to Doc Rivers in another episode today, it doesn't matter, right? You went to a town where they had less bells and whistles. Yes, granted, I've heard Toronto's one of the best cities, one of the coolest cities in the world, which I want to visit. I've never been there before, but it's not LA. It doesn't have the distractions of LA. You don't have the celebrities. You don't have the crowd. And LA, I think a lot of people go to LA to get distracted, right? There are very few people that go to LA and actually get what they wanted to get done, go to accomplish the things that they set out to accomplish before going there, before getting caught up in that life, because LA is too chill, man. LA is super chill, super relaxed. Nothing against it. I love it. I think the accent of people out there, like the way they speak, I think is cool. It's different, but you left a very calm environment where people adored you. You played with teammates that were very mature, and Serge Ibaka, Gasol, Laundry. These guys were mature veterans. They were reliable. Up until that point, maybe they weren't so reliable, but they showed you that they were reliable last year. You had a full season to really mesh with these guys. You left that. And they were a gritty team. They were a gritty team. They were all about winning. And you had great chemistry because you stayed there with them. You won a title. And you guys could have possibly gone on to build your own legacy. You could have built your own dynasty, man. The Chicago Bulls were never anything until Michael Jordan went there. And if you go to this, if you go to their stadium, you see 6 championship banners. That's MJ's legacy, right? He built that legacy. And I felt like that's something Kawhi Leonard could have done with the Toronto Raptors. Not to say that he couldn't have done it with the Clippers, but you were in a fantastic situation. Now you left them to go to LA because you wanted to be closer to family. And to be honest with you, I don't get that type of reasoning. Maybe it's me. Maybe because I'm used to not being around family for long, right? I can go without seeing my mom for, months at a time. Not that I don't, care about my, obviously I do, but I'm a mature dude. I'm 30 years old. Like, I'm not a small boy. I don't need to be around my parents all the time to feel like, oh my God, I'm number one. Number two, if you're a multi-millionaire, you can fly your parents to come see you every single month. Number two. Number three, if you miss your family, they can come live with you. So saying you want to go back home is not, to me, if that's the reason he left the championship team, I think he might have made a mistake. Not to say that the Clippers aren't going to win a championship in the future, but I think is a legitimate question to ask, given the fact of how you guys perform, how Kawhi Leonard performed with the playoff, how the Clippers just seemed like they were, these guys, the Lou Williams and these guys looked like they didn't know what they were doing. And Doc Rivers, who I'm going to get to in a minute, I'm going to get to him in a minute, so I don't want to touch on him in that too much. But I think is a real important question to ask, and a serious one, that should Kawhi Leonard have stayed with the Toronto Raptors? And I think is a legitimate one. Seeing how the Clippers performed, seeing how Paul George performed, I think he probably would have had a better chance at the title. Playing with the Toronto Raptors and probably with the Clippers, because for all the talent that the Clippers have, man, I don't think they were as mentally tough as the Toronto Raptors. And I think Kawhi Leonard went to LA and got relaxed. I think he went to LA and got relaxed, and I think they expected to win. The Toronto Raptors were not expected to win. No one was picking them, really, right? I picked them to win when they started the playoffs last year, but no one was really picking them. And you went to a team and did something special, and if you had stayed with them, you could have possibly been going to your second finals and possibly getting you would have been immortalized in that country and still had the respect from NBA fans in the United States and all around the world, and still be able to be close to your family in the summer. So if Kawhi Leonard left for the Sun, I think that is absurd. There's no sun out there that's going to make me, I'd rather have success and deal with a little bit of rain than be flaming out of the playoffs and then, I get to go to the beach. Who cares? Who cares, really? So I think it's an important question. So what I want to know from you guys is, do you think Kawhi Leonard should have stayed with the Toronto Raptors? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below, because I really want to hear what you guys think about this, because it's a legitimate question now, given everything that's transpired in these playoffs. So leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content, and please make sure you go check out our poll that we have in the description below. Just please go and vote on that. We'll really appreciate that. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamers Pro. Wish you guys an amazing day. Peace.